King Oedipus. Children, why have you come? Why are you here, crouching at my altars? I look around. I see a city heavy with clouds of incense, so I've come myself, I, Oedipus, known to everyone. Ah, come, old man, old priest of Zeus. Speak for them all, your age gives you that right. I know, I see their hearts are heavy with fear. It's why I've come, for there's nothing I won't do, nothing to help them. My heart isn't made of stone, how could it be? These are mine, my people, groaning, suffering here at my feet. Oedipus, ruler of Thebes, you see before you, prostrate at your altars, people of all ages, and here youths, chosen from those not married. Ah, our dearest treasure. But we are not all, my lord. There are many more. You have only to look, my lord, to see our trees are blighted in the bud. Herds of cattle, sheep and goats, wither, collapse in the fields. A woman give birth to stillborn things. And we stagger and stumble, weak with hunger, grasping for air, for breath, while the cruel god of fever, searing fever, swoops down upon us, cutting, slashing, seizing our city, emptying houses, hateful plague. My king, we haven't come because we think of you as a god. No, we know you to be a man, and only a man. A man well practiced in the ways of life and living, as well as wise in the ways of a god. You freed us from that harsh singer, the Sphinx, and cut the cord that bound us to the tribute we paid to her. Not one of us gave you advice or instructed you to help in any way, and yet you triumphed. A god was with you, they say. We all know that. You shared our lives that day. So now, Oedipus, we turn again to you, for you are the greatest of men who can lead us to a cure. You, a man tested by experience, a man who wields power, fuse action and thought, and can make us well. Raise up, suffering Thebes. Raise us to our feet again, Oedipus. Raise our city as high as you did once. Children, how I pity you. I know the need that brings you here. Believe me, I know how sick you are, and yet all of you, no one is sicker than I. The pain you suffer strikes each of you alone. And yet, my heart grieves for each of you, and for myself, and for the city. I've sent Creon, my wife's brother, to Apollo's shrine at Delphi, instructing him to learn from the Pythian oracle what prayers or rituals I can offer to help me save Thebes from certain destruction and death. What can be keeping him? Where can he be? He has been gone too long now, it troubles me. But once he arrives, I would be a traitor if I failed to carry out what the god reveals. Well spoken, and just in time. He's here. Lord Apollo, let him come with news as bright as the gleam in his eyes. Creon, what news has Apollo sent us? News that we should find hopeful. Troubles hard to bear, he says, are bearable if all goes well. Yes, I don't understand. What does it mean? I have heard riddles. What do we do? In front of these people? Now? We can go inside. No, let the city hear. My people mean more than my life. Then here are the gods' words, clear beyond doubt. Apollo commands that we drive from Thebes the ancient pollution that stains everything and everyone. A pollution that we have nourished for many years, that eats at our very core. We must purge it away. Pollution? What are you saying? How can we purify Thebes? Banishment or blood? Blood for blood. For bloodshed sent this plague storm on our city. Who is this man the god condemns? Before you arrived and set our city on course and took power, Laios ruled in Thebes. I know, I've heard, I've never saw him. Laios was murdered. Apollo commands us now, and very clearly too, to avenge those men, whoever they are. But where? Where are they? How can we find the clues to such an old crime? Apollo says here in Thebes, what we pursue will be caught. Where was Laios murdered? In his palace out of the country? He said he was going to Delphi. He never returned. Who was with him? No messenger? No one to tell what happened? No witness? All but one were killed, and he fled in panic. He remembered only one thing for certain, and one clue can lead to others. He said that he was killed not by one man, but by a marauding horde of bandits. Bandit? Kill a king? How would he dare? Unless he was paid in Theban gold. We suspected as much, but Laios was dead. We had no king to help us in our distress. Your king killed, your throne emptied, and you failed to uncover every shred of evidence. The riddling song of the Sphinx persuaded us otherwise. It seemed to tell us not to deal not with the past, but with the present, with our more immediate troubles. Then I will begin again and bring truth to light. It was good of you, the god, and of you, Creon, to rise again in defense of the dead man. And yet, in purging Thebes, I won't be acting to defend some distant friend, but for my sake, and for whatever man killed him. Killed Laios might turn his hand against me. In defending Laios, I defend myself. Call the people of Thebes to assembly. Tell them I will do everything possible to help, and if the god wills, luck will triumph. If not, then we are doomed. May Apollo, who sent these oracles, come himself to deliver us from this plague.